All right, Google Hangouts, if it works correctly, it's saying we're live, so we are now live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Keyboard Warriors, presented by CrossFitMMA.com. My name is Eddie Law. That is Jay Russell from VendettaFighter.com. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm pretty good. A little tired, but can't hate on being out of work already. So I feel pretty good. Real quick, your Raptors game 2 tonight after a heartbreaking loss to the to the Heat in game 1. After Kyle Lowry hits that freaking half quarter to tie it up and go to OT, he go 8-point run and that was it. So what do you think happens tonight?
Yeah. I think Raptors always lose game 1, and then their coach gets a good feel out for the other team, and then they come up with a plan, and they're. I'm putting a lot of money on them to win tonight. I don't see them losing. There's just no way. I think they're going to win by at least 12 points.
Okay, well, hey, there you go. And obviously this is not a basketball show. We're not gonna keep talking about it. I was gonna throw that out there because the game is in about an hour and a half. So, and I'm definitely gonna be. I'll have it on in the background for sure because I got other things going on. But get right into the MMA, to what is likely the biggest, probably the most heartbreaking story in MMA in a while. Jordan Parsons, Bellator fighter, had a fight coming up. He was in fight camp, hit by a vehicle while walking across the street in Florida. Has passed away. That was like 3-4 days ago, I believe. At first, they just you can't just say but they had to amputate his leg up to his hip, and then he succumbed to his injuries yesterday. So it's insane. It's such a heartbreaking story. A lot of people have a hard time talking about it. Fighters, and no matter what camp you were in, didn't even matter if you ever even met him. Every fighter was on Twitter and on social media and everywhere talking about it. What was your reaction when you heard about his passing?
Obviously, it's sad. It sucks. I feel for his family. I think he had maybe 2 kids. But I don't deal with that stuff well, so I read the basics, but I didn't want to look too much into it. I get very depressed by that kind of stuff. I really hope that. Oh, look at that! I'm on the fucking screen for once.
I figured out how to do it, so we're good.
Yeah. Okay. So anyhow, I know he still has a GoFundMe page. It was around $35,000 when I saw it, and they're only trying to seek $50,000. I don't see them having a problem getting to that. And my fucking kitchen table is pretty dirty. That sucks. Anyhow, yeah, I just people step up and help the family. I'd like to see Bellator do something. Maybe they're doing something behind the closed doors. The Scott Coker is a class act, and I think he would do that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's great to see the support from MMA fans, from other fighters, from other organizations. No matter what organization we're in, Anik, Dave Scholler, a lot of people don't know those guys, but they work for the UFC. Well, everyone mostly knows Anik. He's the 209 tattoo now, but Scholler and all them guys that work for the UFC, just paying their respects, because at that point it's not, no one's competing anymore. That's like an entire family, and so. Obviously, thoughts go out to his family, his friends, and again, if you can donate, the GoFundMe. I believe Tommy Tohold has it on his Twitter. He puts it on every video he's put out for the last last week or so now. So yeah, it's legit. Go over there. Everyone, the UFC, I think UFC. I don't know if someone at UFC tweeted it out. I know Bellator has. Definitely, if you can donate, and if you can't, please retweet it, spread the word, help the family out with that medical bills and the funeral expenses, please. So that would be a great gesture from the MMA community to his family, as they mourn the loss of their of one of their best. So again, rest in peace, Jordan Parsons, and we'll see you on the other side, buddy. All right. Andrew Reed on the YouTube. How you doing, man? All right. Well, we're getting right into some more MMA stuff. Of course, we have a card this weekend, UFC card, UFC Rotterdam. Straight out of Netherlands. I believe it's the first card in the Netherlands. Its the main event is Alistair Overeem against Andrei Arlovski. We got 2 heavyweights. You got to think that if Alistair Overeem wins, it's pretty much a title shot time, right?
Yeah, I think so for sure. This is do or die. One of my teammates, Todd Parkinson, actually put an article about it that it's now or never. I fucking hate listening to myself. So yeah, he put out an article that it's now or never for Overeem. Overeem, this is it. But as I said, I think last time we spoke about this, I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off. I think he's got to do it in the first round. He's got to try to get his hands or feet or whatever he wants to use on Arlovsky's chin and try to get him out. If not, the Team Jackson strategy will be able to break out Wolverine down, and I could see Arlovsky winning it by like a late TKO or decision.
Right, and it definitely has a lot to do with Andre having that, or both of them actually. To me, both of those guys are first round guys. Like, you have to win in the first round. I think if this fight makes it to the second or third round, we're gonna see some sloppy ass stuff coming out of heavyweights, right? So I'm with you. I think if Wolverine wins, it's got to be a title shot. If it's not in his contract, I will be shocked. If his contract doesn't say win next bout, title shot for sure against the whoever has it between Verdum and Stipe. Now in the co-main, we got 14 feet of well, kind of weird situation as far as heavyweights go. I mean, look, Antonio Big Silva, we're talking before the show. This dude needs TRT. He don't have it no more, right? Stefan Struve, heart issue, just keeps getting beat up and knocked out. It's a weird situation for both guys. I mean, where do you see either one of these guys in the heavyweight division? Let's say, no matter who wins, I mean, there's really nowhere to. I don't know. To me, it's weird. No matter who wins, it's hard for me to move either one up. What do you think on that fight?
I think regardless who wins, they're just going to have gatekeeper status, gatekeeper in the top 5, top 10. I think for heavyweights to cracking in the top 5 or 10, they're going to have to go through one of those guys. So, and as I think we spoke about last week, it could be a loser leaves town fight.
Mm-hmm.
What's the UFC going to do with the loser? So, yeah, I don't know. I think that fight's going to end on the finish too. I just don't know who. I don't know. I prefer Struve to go on, but I don't know.
Yeah, I prefer Struve as well. I think if Bigfoot wins, it's kind of like, dude, he's almost done. Like, why even? It's almost like, why bother? Trying to push him up or anything. And if Struve wins, it's kind of like, okay, he's a little younger. You kind of hope he's got something left. You know what I mean? But I'm with you. It's gatekeeper status for either one. I think I don't see any. I really don't see much coming from either one, unless somehow while they're in gatekeeper, they go off on some ridiculous win streak like Amisha Tate, and then somehow they get handed a title shot. All right, Albert Tumanov against Gunnar Nelson. It's what do you think? What are the styles on this? Albert Tumanov is he a sambo guy?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, so Tumanov is not a stranger on the ground. Gunnar Nelson is a jiu-jitsu. I want to say master because the master beat him, but he's really good on the ground. What do you think? What do you think happens in that fight? You think it cancels each other out, or it gets to be a one-way like ass whooping?
I don't remember. Has Gunny had a fight since that Maya Schlacking? I don't know. I don't think he has.
I don't think so. I really don't. I think this is his. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was his last fight.
Okay, so I think he's going to come back pretty well and perform really well. He's going to come back very hungry. I mean, he can't be embarrassed by that performance. He hung in there for the whole fight with him and had a couple good transitions and everything, which were pretty impressive. So I see him taking it, probably getting a mount and ground and pound, probably TKO.
Yeah, and in that one, I actually like Tumanov in that one by TKO. So, and
you're dumb. So.
Well, whatever, dude. Bring it on. We'll see if and when Tumanov wins, you'll be hearing from me. All right. Okay. Fucking Andrew Reed picking Overeem, Struve, and Gunnar Nelson. So, for the most part, mostly siding with you on that one. No, actually, no, you got Arlovsky, so mostly siding with me actually. So that works out. Other than the gunny pick. All right, let's talk about a couple more fights on this card. Again, it's an FS1 card. It's a Sunday card. They never really stack those Sunday cards too much, but it's free MMA on a Sunday, and there's no football on TV. There might probably be some NBA playoffs if you like that. But
yeah, what's the time zone? Like, well, what is it going to be on during the afternoon or something?
For you, for the West Coast in the US, it starts at 7:30 a.m. on Fight Pass. And then the prelims on FS1 are at 9 a.m. for Pacific time, and then 11 a.m. So for us, it's going to be breakfast, their lunch and fights, and for you, it's probably nice 2 p.m. main event.
3-4 p.m.
Yeah,
that's okay.
So yeah, it'll be nice for everybody out east. Over in the west, we're gonna have to get up a little earlier than usual on for a Sunday. I never wake up for noon on Sunday. I don't want to do shit on Sunday. And now fucking UFC. Huh?
Some of the Saturday pay-per-views don't end till like fucking 1 a.m. here. It's rough.
Oh, I bet. And I guarantee in a couple seconds we're gonna get a comment from Andrew Reid, who's in the UK, telling us to stop bitching about fucking time zones. I guarantee it's coming.
Well, it's free for him, so he can shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, what the fuck, dude? I don't want to hear your bullshit ever again. I forgot that shit was free.
Oh, but no, mate. We have to pay for BT Sport, mate.
Oh no. Oh man. All right.
I like trolling our fans. Sorry, it's the way it is. Got a problem, tweet at me.
He will, and he's fun with it, so it should be a lot of fun. All right. And as far as the Rotterdam card is concerned, that's kind of like the only, those three top fights are kind of like the only ones I really cared about. Any other fight that sticks out to you on that card?
I don't even fucking know any other fights, to be honest. I haven't really looked at that card too much. I saw it was on a Sunday. This is the father-son weekend where I'm going to be spending the weekend with my kid. I might not even get home in time for the event, so I'll probably have to watch it after. So, yeah, I'm not going to cry if I miss it.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. You got to do what you got to do. All right, so that's going to be UFC Fight Night Rotterdam. Again, on the West, it's 7:30 a.m. Just add 3 hours to it. You'll figure out the East time. 7:30 a.m. for the Fight Pass prelims. FS1's at 9, and the main card 11 a.m. So it's going to be a nice little breakfast and fights. All right. Also this weekend, Invicta FC, Evan Jurg and Schneider. Now, I got to ask you about this, man. I enjoy Invicta. When I can go, I go to those cards and I cover them. I like watching women fight. But it seems like not a whole lot of other people do. Like, do you know the numbers as far as what they're doing on Fight Pass so far?
No, they UFC never releases numbers publicly, and I haven't really seen anything much on it. I'm not too sure. I too like female MMA. I don't like seeing women get all bloodied up and stuff. It's still a little new and uncomfortable to me. But I mean, I respect them the same as male fighters. They still put in the time, the training. A lot of them are mothers. They juggle that too. I mean, so I greatly appreciate Invicta FC, and especially Shannon Knapp. She's a great person too.
Shannon Knapp is legit. She's just nice to everybody she talks to. It's the craziest thing. She cares about her fighters, so that's even better. Especially in these days where people are like, oh, they don't give a fuck about the fighters, and Coker's doing the circus shit and all this other stuff. So it's nice to see Shannon be that cool to her fighters. All right, this one's main evented by Tanya Evinger against Connie Schneider. It is a title fight for the 135 belt. Look, Schneider, we know a little bit about, right? She's only had one fight in Invicta, and it was a split decision win over Raquel Paului. But Evinger's been on a tear for a while. It was weird that it took forever to give her a title shot. I mean, out of her 5 Invicta fights, they're all finishes but one. 4 finishes. I mean, this chick comes to fight. What do you think about Tanya Evinger as a champ? And if, I'm not. You got to correct me if I'm wrong. I think she was on The Ultimate Fighter at some point.
I think she lost the fight to get on the show, or there's something along those lines. I don't know fully into it, but I think she's a great fighter. I think she should stay in Invicta. Invicta needs dominant fighters like her that have somewhat of a name or somewhat. I don't want to say pioneer, but she's been around for years. A lot of the hardcore MMA fans, when they hear her name, they know who she is. So, yeah. And I think she's gonna finish Schneider for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you. She's gonna win this fight. I don't see any other way. She's too crazy. Not to mention, she did beat one of my favorites in Irene Aldana by TKO a couple months ago, or no, July last year actually, if I remember correctly. But
as long as she doesn't fight Alexa Grasso, that's cool.
As long as she leaves my Alexa alone, okay? She needs to leave my girl alone. All right, Alexa, stay at 115. Don't fucking move up to 135 and get crazy, okay? You're too tiny, and I don't want you to see any drop of blood on you. I fucking had a heart attack last time when her nose was a little cut up. All right, I freaked the fuck out. All right, that's my girl, so I don't want that shit, nothing to happen to her. But anyway, so Invicta FC 17. Let me get you guys the time on that. I can pull it up. It's okay. Well, there is no time, so check your Fight Pass for the time for that one. But again, free MMA on Saturday. Also on Saturday, and I know you know about this. I'm pretty sure Canelo versus Amir Khan.
Yeah.
That's a legit sick fight. I'm excited as hell about it. I know it's boxing, it's not MMA, but let's talk a little bit of just a tiny bit of boxing. Who you got in that fight, man?
I like Canelo. I like him. I think he got the Floyd fight way too early. I think, he'd probably do better if he fought him now, but who gives a shit about that guy? Amir Khan, I think he's all right. Him coming out saying that, I'm going to jump to the MMA and do well there too. He better fucking slow his roll and just stick to what he's doing because he's good at it. But I'm leaning towards Canelo by a pretty dominant decision. But I only watch big boxing matches. I don't watch every weekend, but I've watched a handful of Canelo. Triple G, I'll watch anytime he's fighting. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Triple G's the shit. I do not want to see a Canelo Triple G fight because I'm pretty sure it'd be a one-sided, like, piston firing to the face type of fucking fight for him. So I like Canelo on that one too. Super, he's got power. He's got to catch Amir. And Amir's I believe he's been caught before a couple times. Not too crazy, but you can't hurt him. The thing about Amir is he's so goddamn quick. It's stupid how quick he is. And on your point, and the whole thing we were saying about I'm gonna jump to MMA, he said something about fighting McGregor. I'm like, look, dude, even McGregor's white belt jiu-jitsu will beat you. All right, so chill the fuck out with the bullshit. I don't hear none of that shit. You're gonna jump and fight McGregor. Fuck out of here, man. Amir Khan talk too goddamn much. And Andrew Reid, of course, is picking Amir Khan. He would do that. All right. He also mentions Roger Gracie's. He's fighting for the ONE FC belt or the ONE Championships belt, heavyweight belt this weekend. I did read about that. Roger Gracie wants to not only win the heavyweight belt, the light heavyweight belt, but he wants to win the middleweight belt. So we got this whole, 2 title holder thing coming out for everybody. But first, what do you think about ONE Championships and then Roger Gracie still fighting? What do you think about that?
I like ONE Championship. They are the biggest thing in Asia right now. They're the closest thing we've ever seen to Pride FC, except not as corrupt as Pride FC. All the fights suggest I don't think there's any kind of outside influence or any kind of gangs or any of that things. I think they're based out of Malaysia, I believe so. I've seen a lot of I don't get to watch a lot of their fights, man, because it's really early in the morning, and I'm not really a morning person. Well, I've seen a lot of clips and some fight videos, and it's pretty entertaining. And they have a girl named Angela Lee. She has potential to be a superstar. She's got the look, the charm, the skill. She's like a Paige Van Zandt kind of, for a good example.
Yeah, no, Lee is a killer. She's scary as hell, and she's fun as hell to top it off. So not mad at her fighting at all. And then I forgot the other thing I was talking about. Shit.
Sorry, Roger Gracie.
There you go.
Yeah, back to Roger Gracie. Was he the guy who looked like shit in Strikeforce? I think in the last fight he looked like crap. Everyone was really high on him and this, that, and that. But I think in ONE FC or ONE Championship, the competition there, he should be able to beat 2-division champion. I think Vera's the heavyweight champion or something there. I don't see him getting by Vera. He's fairly well-rounded, and I think Vera could take it to him pretty quick.
Yeah. Whoa.
I think Gracie should stay at.
Sorry
what
about
the
that.
fuck, you unprofessional motherfucker.
Hey, look, we never claim to be professional. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Okay, and I was going to say, fuck, I don't know. Let's move on. Fuck that, Roger Gracie.
Yeah, well, yeah, Roger Gracie hasn't fought since like 2014, and he lost to like Tim Kennedy and King Mo in strike. Well, he got knocked the fuck out by King Mo, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he got knocked the fuck out by King Mo, like badly. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about these announced fights, man. Some of these are still iffy. I know for sure. Let's talk about the first one that's pretty much inked down. Anthony Rumble Johnson against Glover Teixeira. That's a fight that after Glover's last fight, everybody was talking about. During the broadcast, Joe Rogan was like jizzing himself in his pants while talking about the possibility of seeing that fight. Now that it's real, I'm fucking pumped for that fight. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I like it. Glover's got a good chin. Anthony Johnson probably hits the hardest at the light heavyweight division. I think Cormier's even admitted that. So I don't know. I think it'll be a pretty good stand-up fight. I don't know what kind of game plan Glover's going to come in with. So, man, it's hard not to pick Anthony Johnson. I don't know. I like this fight. I don't know. I'll probably go back and forth several times before the fight actually happens. But if I had to bet money right now, I'd probably slap it on Anthony Johnson for sure.
No, I'm with you on that as well. And one more, Anthony Johnson wins. He gets a title shot against John Jones, right? Or sorry, technically the winner of DC, John Jones. But let's just say what everyone's thinking. John Jones, right? He gets a title shot.
Yeah, winner of that should get a title shot. And I think DC will give Jones. No, you know what? I think DC might be coming back a little quick from this knee or leg injury as just to done the 200 card and fight Jones. So I don't know. I want to see some pre-workouts, media workouts and stuff like that. I want to see how he's moving. I want to see his agility. But I was originally thinking he'd give Jones a much tougher fight and maybe have a chance of beating him, but I don't know now.
Yeah, and for those that haven't heard, it was actually a Glory kickboxer that was training with Daniel Cormier, and Daniel Cormier's head is so hard, he injured that fighter's hand with his head, and now he's out of Glory. So, it's not just DC getting hurt. Everyone gets hurt at AKA, every goddamn body. So, unfortunate, and it's a shitty reputation, but they're going to have to work on that shit. All right. The other fight we want to talk about, Robbie Lawler against Tyron Woodley. Look, I don't buy that Woodley deserves a title shot. Everyone, people are like, oh, he's got the wins and all that. I'm like, yeah, but he, the fluke against, okay, I call it a fluke, but knee injury against Condit, right? And he had a couple of decisions here and there. I don't know. What do you think about Tyron Woodley? Does he deserve a title shot?
I think he has one of the least impressive resumes to gain a title shot in a sense. I mean, yeah, he's knocked people dead, but those guys were not anywhere near contenders. Condit was his biggest win, and fluke, yeah, it's a fluke. I mean, yeah, he injured him unintentionally, but it's not like Condit just injured himself. So, I mean, you got to give the guy the win there. But and for like the past year and a half, he sat out and done nothing but campaign on Twitter for it and try to continuously, say why he deserves it. And ended up working for him. I didn't think it was gonna, but yeah, I thought for sure they would have went the Condit Lawler rematch way because I think it was like, it did happen this year already.
Yeah.
Fuck am I thinking? Yeah, because it was already a potential candidate for Fight of the Year already. I think it happened back in January. Fuck, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that was definitely in January. And he's coming off a split decision win over Kelvin Gastelum. Before that, the TKO against John. I'll give him that one. The Dong Hyun Kim TKO was legit as fuck. But before that, lost to Rory and beat Carlos Condit by fucking blowing out knee. And then before that, beat Josh Koscheck. So you're right, really weak resume for a title shot.
And didn't Kelvin Gastelum have a hard weight cut?
He didn't make weight.
Like he missed weight, yeah. But he attempted to, so the negative effects would have carried over to the next day. And he, split decisioned them?
No, just unanimous, I think.
Oh, okay.
Still, it's a decision win over a guy who had an awful weight cut.
Yeah, you should have finished.
Yeah, that should have been a finished fight. But ever since Woodley lost to Rory, he's been very careful. All right, that's the lightest way to put it. So that fight might take
strategy.
Yeah, and that fight might take place at UFC 201 in Atlanta, Georgia. So that might be your headliner there. And I'll tune in to see Woodley or to see Lawler fight and probably win that fight. I don't see how Woodley can win unless he has like a massive knockout. And goddamn, Lawler's like a fucking Walking Dead zombie. You knock him over, and unless you cut his fucking head off, that fucker's gonna live and come back and beat you. So you have to finish him.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Woodley's only hope is just to land a really, really good bomb. I mean, Lawler is human. If you can place it perfectly around the chin and get him, you never know. Also, Woodley going 5 rounds.
Yeah, iffy.
I don't know. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, very iffy for Woodley. Woodley obviously carries a lot of muscle. Muscle requires oxygen, and you can only get so much oxygen once you're getting tired and shit. You better be working on his cardio. So yeah, the other fight we were going to talk about here, Dillashaw against TJ Dillashaw against Rafael Assunção. Now, Assunção is always injured. Like I've never heard of him. I never heard the word healthy being put next to his name ever. It seems like he comes to every fight injured already if it didn't take him out of the fight beforehand completely, right? So it's I don't know. Dillashaw's upset that Faber got the fight against Cruz instead of getting a rematch against him. But this looks like a pretty good fight to me. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, I think TJ is gonna. These guys fought before.
Yeah.
TJ get a robbery win, or did Asensio legit beat him? I don't remember.
Looking it up right now.
Yeah, I know there was something with that.
I don't remember. I don't remember that fight, to be honest with you. It was a split. It was a split decision for a Sun Sao, so it must have been controversial.
Yeah. So I think the combination of TJ losing his belt, getting a shitty decision loss against him, I think he's going to work him pretty good. I
think so as well. Look, TJ should be able to pull this off, but look, confidence is a huge part of fighting. Actually, it's a huge part of every sport. If you lose your confidence, you could lose pretty much everything, and you could come out looking like a different fighter. You can ask a Renan Barão about that shit, all right? And we'll find out if Renan Barão got it back at 145. 145? Yeah, 145.
Yeah, he moved to 145. Yeah.
Yeah, when he comes back, actually pretty soon. All right. Any other fights that I forgot to mention that were announced?
Holly Holm,
yes. Let me see if I can pull that one up. But Holm, before we get to that one, Gilbert Melendez against Edson Barboza. That's a fucking that's a big fight. Edson Barboza is yeah. And here's the thing. Now you tell me what you think about this. Gilbert is coming off that year-long suspension for PEDs. If he loses this fight, damn, like there's gonna be everybody talking about, oh, you're off the juice, so you suck now. You were only winning because you were on the juice. What do you think about his comeback?
No momentum.
What's that?
Yeah, he'll have no momentum if he loses this fight because it'll be a year and a half, almost 2, since he had a win. I don't know. I just think his best days are behind him. I think Edson Barboza is still in his prime. I think he can hurt him with his single strikes, his kicks. Gilbert's the brawl style. If you're going to go forward towards Barboza with your brawling style, you're going to get caught, and I think you're going to get ended.
Yeah, I think so as well. All right, so the Holly Holm fight is going to be a Holly Holm. This is just, again, it's targeted. Nothing other than the Johnson Glover Sheriff fight is actually confirmed, as far as I know. But the other one that's getting talked about is Holly Holm, former bantamweight champ, just lost to Miesha Tate. Taking on Valentina Shevchenko, who we know is a striker, a Muay Thai chick. So we get striker against striker, Muay Thai against a kickboxer, I think is technically what Holly is. It should be a fun fight. It should be a good fight. It'll be a striking fight. It's with a win. Look, Valentina wins this fight. She gets momentum because she just beat a former champ. Holly Holm wins this fight. Is it title shot or is it the Rousey rematch?
It's whatever Miss Rousey wants and asked Daddy Dana for.
Damn.
So we know she's coming back in November. What does she want? Does she want the immediate title shot? She'll probably get that against Tater Nunes. Or, yeah. But yeah, the style-wise, Holly's, kickboxer. The other one's a Muay Thai fighter. I see Holm doing really well, keeping her distance, getting her good shots in there. Muay Thai fighters pretty much traditionally need to get in close range to really utilize their strikes and stuff, other than like leg kicks. Holly Holm does leave her leg out there pretty much, but I think if she goes for a leg kick, Holly Holm just blasts her with counters. So I'm definitely thinking Holm wins this fight. It's not possible she loses, but since this will probably primarily be in the stand-up, I think she has the better chance for sure. And win would keep her up at the top of contention. I mean, maybe that's what the UFC's hoping. They want to keep her at the top again so they can, run that Ronda fight back within a year or so. Because that would be definitely a big seller. Maybe even bigger than Tate Rousey.
Oh, for sure it'll be bigger than Tate Rousey, for sure, because Tate never beat Rousey. So that'll be a crazy, it'll be a big seller right there. And maybe even in Madison Square Garden. Who knows when that would actually, if that would actually happen. But anyway, now, speaking of Ronda Rousey, now, anyone that watches the Joe Rogan Experience, I actually have the shirt on. Hold up, let me fucking show this off. Run JRE shirt.
Nice.
Probably one of my favorite shirts that besides all my other Diaz shit and all that. I don't own any like UFC Reebok jerseys. I think that's all bullshit. They do simple shit like misspell Gilbert. They spell the Giblert and stupid shit. So anyway, so anyone that's a fan of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, I watch it whenever it comes on live as long as I can. Had on Miesha Tate today. Didn't know that was going to happen. That was a nice little surprise. I was tuning in and out, but I tuned back in just in time for Miesha Tate to tell a story about one Ronda Rousey and one of probably the most lovable fighters in Paige Van Zandt. Apparently, according to Miesha Tate, Paige Van Zandt went up to her, was going to ask her for a picture. Reebok said, don't ask Rousey for a picture. And then Rousey sought her out and cussed her the fuck out. What else does Rousey need to do to solidify her status as a giant cunt?
Oh, dude, you actually used the C word.
I had to. It's a fucked up thing to do.
That's on you. But yeah. Anyhow, in a way, I respect her, man. She's an emotions on her sleeve kind of person. You never have to guess what she's thinking. You'll always know. So in a sense, I respect her for just being her. But Paige Van Zandt was on record stating how much she adored Rousey and thanked her for being one of the pioneers to help a woman like her be successful. And it's customary for fighters to congratulate other fighters on good fights. It doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean you like them better than the other. It's just normal shit. I'm sure Rousey's congratulated other fighters on their success. You know, and does anyone say anything to her? No, because she's allowed to. That's okay. So, yeah, this story just broke this evening, and I actually reported it before we got on this podcast here, too, as well, with a video clip. So go to vendettafighter.com and check that fucking shit out. Anyhow, and it's just the more and more incidents of Ronda, it's going to build the haters. But at the same time, it's going to build the pay-per-view buys because so many people want to tune in hopes of seeing her getting knocked the fuck out again, like she did against home. So, and she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care. She's a successful, strong woman, and if a few people on the internet think she's a bitch, then fuck it. Who cares?
Exactly. And that's one thing I agree with you on. I do respect the fact that she says it how she feels it is. However, to Paige Van Zandt, man, what the fuck? Like, what is your deal? You're that angry at all times that you remember look, that's a special skill right there, holding that kind of grudge to where, she cheered for the other chick. I remember that shit. Next time I see her, I'm cussing her out. What the fuck? So it's weird to me.
And another thing is, check out the timing of this coming out during this Dances of the Stars shit when Paige is really in the headlines here. So now it's just going to give it even bigger exposure because Paige is not just in the MMA, headlines. She's, all across North America because Dancing with the Stars, I guess, is pretty good. I never watched a fucking episode in my entire life. But so the timing of this story coming out will just boost it. So.
Yeah, definitely. All right. And then, I don't know. The Rousey thing pisses me off. I don't know why you would be that kind of a shitty person. But, hey, look, some people are just that crazy. All right. I think that's all we got for today, if I'm not mistaken. Real quick, I want to ask you about Velasquez. Kane was the no shit Sherlock kind of, statement by saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to, dial back on the sparring before I fight. It's, because of the injuries. It's like, no shit, dude. You fucking should be. You should have done that a long time ago. So Kane comes back. Let's say he beats Travis Brown, right? I find it, look, I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you got to give him a title shot if he beats him. But, I mean, come on, injury prone. Every time you give him a title fight, he fucking drops out due to injury. Do you think this approach of dialing it back is even going to help him?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fly in the wall in AKA. I think sparring, I think you should only really spar once a week. You know what I mean? Who knows? They probably spar quite often. It's just not good for your brain health. It's just not good for your longevity. I mean, you've heard the stories about the street box fighters, how they would just try to murder each other all the time. And, look at all those guys now. They reached, how do I say, they got out of their primes a lot faster than maybe they should have because just of the wear and tear that sparring takes. But, if you're a durable enough person and can take it, it does make you a better person. It's really tough. I mean, like, I don't fucking train anymore. I don't do this and that. So for me to try to give him expert advice would be pretty fucking silly. But I'm hoping because C-level Kane is a fucking fantastic fighter.
Fuck
and,
yeah.
I can see him fighting for the title again. If he beats Brown, it might maybe set him up against maybe Overeem, or who knows what the title picture is going to be. So.
Yeah, and I love how you said C-level Kane, because we got TRTV tour and C-level Kane, and we got to come up with some other shit.
Motivated BJ Penn.
Motivated BJ Penn. Then there's lying, pretending to be motivated BJ Penn. Then there's just completely unmotivated BJ Penn. That guy's got like 8 faces. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. I know. All right. This last second check of the headlines here for you guys. Nothing new. Oh, we're talking about should GSP return? Okay, that's a weird discussion. Well, let's end it with that. GSP, should he even return? I know. Look, I'm pretty sure you're a GSP fan, because I know you're a Rory, aren't you? Or you're a Rory guy?
You don't know me well, buddy. I fucking hate GSP.
Okay, explain that. It's like you're from Canada, man. What the fuck?
I don't care where the fucking guy's born. Like, me, I don't look at nationality for who I should support and who I shouldn't. There's some Brazilian fighters I like. There's people over. It's just, I appreciate a fighter that goes in there and actually fights. Like, you're in a fight, dude. You don't fucking take a guy down, look up at the clock every 10 seconds to see how much more time you got to fucking drain, land your pity little ground and pound, which you're not really using to finish the fight. You're just trying to make it look good for the judges. And just, I was a humongous GSP fan. I had every kind of sports memorabilia with his likeness on it until I think it was the Dan Hardy fight, UFC 111, I believe it was, where I just saw something in it. I'm like, what's this guy doing? Like, you're fighting not to lose. You're just doing enough. And, I think I don't know if it was you I spoke to about this, but I mean, especially back then, holding a UFC title was a huge financial gain. Having that title meant you made the most money, and there's such a big divide between the mid and higher tier fighters. So I think he's a businessman. He knew keeping that title was best for business, and I think that's why he implemented that style in which he did. If he's going to come back, cool. Just don't come back to do that, though. Like, if you're saying you're hungry to come back and fight again, well, don't be doing that same shit, man. So show you're hungry again, man. Go in there and fight. You know what I mean? Like, he could have finished Hardy. He could have finished so many people, and he just didn't really go for it. Like Josh Koscheck, fucking one-eye Koscheck, popped his eye socket out in like the first round of the fight. I was there in Montreal, UFC 124. Could have taken him out. Jake Shields, he was there for the taking. Didn't go for it. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah, and that Dan Hardy fight was actually the fight that made me a Dan Hardy fan, because beforehand he goes, I'm going to slap the tan off him. And I thought that was the greatest fucking line ever said at that point. I was like, I'm going to slap the tan off him? Yes, go Hardy, get his motherfucker. Like, I was so happy he said that. And I didn't feel either way about GSP at that point. But at that point, I was like, Dan Hardy, get him. Fuck him. Get him. But yeah. Oh, all right. Okay, well, then the question is, should he come back?
I don't know. That's a question for him. I mean, as I said last week, he wasn't going to fight Lawler. He didn't want a title fight. And now that Woodley Lawler's made, it's evident that is the case. So he's going to come back for some 3-round fights with some big names. Sure, I think it'd be a great boost to the UFC's pay-per-views, revenue, and exposure again, and he gets to make some money, and at least we don't have to watch him and pay for 5 rounds, only 3. Cool, I'm in.
All right. Well, hey, we'll end the show on that. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow Mr. Jay Russell at JRussellMMA, VendettaFighter.com. What's the Twitter for Vendetta? Is at Vendetta Fighter? Yeah, at Vendetta Fighter. And I just want to say to the fans, I was extremely exhausted today. I was just not my energetic self. Look at me, I can barely fucking speak English right now. So, tune in next week. I promise I'll be a lot more energetic and entertaining. I'm tired. I'm distracted. I'm getting ready for this big basketball game. So, yeah. Hey, man, I feel you. Whenever the Suns are actually in the playoffs, I'm too fucking nervous to talk. So it is what it is. All right, man. Anyway, again, follow him at JRussellMMA, at Vendetta Fighter, vendettafighter.com. Make sure you guys check that out. Always breaking stuff, always posting stuff all the time. Gets updated more than any site I know. So you can follow me at Eli31, crossovsmma.com. And thanks for joining us. Thanks, Jay. All you guys watching, fucking Andy, Mike, everybody else, appreciate it. Oh, and Andy says, thanks, ladies. Jay needs to clean his kitchen. So,
why doesn't he come over to my house and fucking clean it like the bitch he is?
That's a bitch of a fight or a flight. That's a bitch of a flight. That's why. All right. You guys all have a wonderful afternoon, morning, night, wherever you're at. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.